Had you ever stared down at a floor covered in crushed cereal, pet hair, and mysterious sticky spots, and thought to yourself, do I really need to spend thousands on a laser-guided, artificial intelligence-powered space disk? Or should I just use a wooden stick with some grass tied to the end of it? It is the ultimate modern dilemma. We have more floor cleaning technology than ever before, yet half of us still end up throwing our expensive gadgets into the closet and going right back to the basics. Welcome back to Let Sal Explain. I am Sal, and today we are throwing down in the ultimate floor cleaning battle royale. We are going to break down the stick vacuum, the robotic vacuum, and the undefeated champion of human history, the traditional broom and mop. We are going to look at how they actually work, the hidden post-purchase traps the marketing teams hide from you, why people end up ditching their expensive tech, and which one you should actually spend your hard-earned money on. All right, let us kick things off with the grandfather of them all, the traditional broomstick and mop. How does it work? Simple. Kinetic energy and your own elbow grease. You swing the bristles, gather the large debris, and then follow up with a wet mop to dissolve the sticky stuff. What is it best suited for? Hard floors, massive liquid spills, and absolute reliability. A broom never runs out of battery halfway through a room. A mop never throws an error code for clean cliff sensors when you are in a rush. If you drop a jar of pasta sauce, you do not need an app to clean it up. But what is it not good at? Carpets. Brooms and mops are completely useless on a rug. Furthermore, they require physical exertion. Your lower back and shoulders are doing all the heavy lifting. Now, here is the hidden quirk that nobody thinks about. The dust cloud. When you aggressively sweep a floor, the physical flicking of the broom bristles launches microscopic dust particles straight into the air. Studies actually show that sweeping can generate up to 37 times more airborne dust than using a vacuum. You do not always see it, but you are breathing in a highly concentrated cloud of whatever was on your floor. Your lungs essentially become the room's air filter. Your body has a great biological cleanup crew to handle it, but it is a quirk you cannot escape. And the cost? Dirt cheap. You can buy a broom and a mop for the price of a fancy cup of coffee, and your only maintenance cost is a bottle of floor cleaner. But let us say you are tired of the dust cloud and the manual labor. You decide to upgrade to contender number 2, the Cordless Stick Vacuum. How does it work? A stick vacuum relies on pure physics, specifically a massive pressure differential. It uses a high-speed lithium-ion battery to spin a motor at over 100,000 revolutions per minute. This creates a low-pressure chamber that forcefully sucks heavy debris and deep-seated dust out of thick carpets, trapping it in a sealed bin and pushing the exhaust air through a HEPA filter. What is it best suited for? Targeted, immediate cleaning. It is the ultimate grab-and-go tool. It is perfect for spot cleaning, vacuuming the stairs, dusting the curtains, or taking it out to the driveway to detail your car seats. It thrives on precision. But what is it terrible at? Liquid spills. This is a crucial rule. If you use a standard stick vacuum to suck up a wet spill like milk or water, that moisture bypasses the dry filter and gets pulled directly into the high-speed electronics. It will instantly destroy the motor. Now, let us talk about the hidden quirks and the surprises that catch buyers off guard. First, the 24-hour damp filter hazard. Stick vacuums use washable filters. But if you wash the filter and put it back in while it is even slightly damp, the moisture chokes the airflow and can fry the machine. You have to leave your vacuum completely out of commission for a full day just to let a sponge dry. Second, the wall mounting commitment. These things are top-heavy and cannot stand up on their own. If you stop to move a chair, you have to awkwardly lay the vacuum on the floor, or it will fall over and crack the plastic bin. To charge it, you usually have to drill holes in your wall for the docking station, which will permanently occupy one of your power outlets. So why do people ditch stick vacuums after a few years? The number one reason is the 5-year battery cliff. Running a vacuum on maximum power generates a ton of heat, which cooks the lithium-ion cells over time. By year 4, a battery that used to give you 20 minutes of turbo power might only last 3 minutes. If you did not buy a model with a swappable battery, the entire expensive machine becomes electronic waste. The second reason is wrist fatigue. Holding 6 pounds of vibrating plastic in your hand while constantly squeezing a power trigger for 30 minutes causes serious hand cramping. And the cost? High. A premium stick vacuum will cost you a small fortune up front, plus a heavy chunk of change every few years to replace the battery and the filters. Which brings us to the final contender, the futuristic, autonomous room roamer, the robotic vacuum. How does it work? Very differently than you might think. A robot vacuum does not have the massive suction power of a stick vacuum because it runs on a tiny battery meant to last over an hour. Instead of relying on a powerful pressure differential, it relies on mechanical sweeping. It uses spinning side brushes to kick debris toward a main roller, which then sweeps it into a tiny intake slot. It navigates using a mix of lasers, cameras, and bump sensors to map your house and clean in organized rows. What is it best suited for? Passive, preventative maintenance. A robot is designed to keep the baseline level of dust down on hard floors and very low-pile rugs. If you run it every single day while you are at work, your floors will always look decently clean without you lifting a finger. But what does it absolutely suck at? Ironically, deep cleaning and flexibility. It cannot climb stairs. It cannot clean your couch. It cannot reach deep into tight, square corners. And it simply does not have the raw horsepower to pull ground in dirt out of a thick, plush carpet. The hidden quirks of a robot vacuum are legendary. The biggest surprise post-purchase is that you become a babysitter for a machine. You have to clean up for the robot before the robot can clean for you. If you leave a phone charging cable, a stray sock, or a shoelace on the floor, the robot will eat it, tangle its brushes, stop dead in its tracks, and beep loudly until you come rescue it. And then there is the most infamous quirk of all, the pet accident disaster. If you have a dog or a cat that has a bathroom accident on the rug and your robot vacuum runs its scheduled cycle, it will drive directly through the mess. It will then proceed to smear it across every square inch of your living room like a horrific, automated paintbrush. When this happens, the robot is usually completely ruined, and the trauma is something you will never forget. Why do people ditch their robot vacuums? Maintenance fatigue. While they automate the vacuuming, they do not automate the upkeep. You constantly have to empty the tiny dustbin. You have to flip the robot over and use scissors to cut tangled human hair out of the main roller. You have to wipe the dust off its cliff sensors so it doesn't get confused and freeze in the middle of the room. Many people eventually realize that spending 20 minutes a week doing robot microsurgery is more annoying than just grabbing a broom. Cost-wise, they are incredibly deceptive. The initial purchase price is high, but the hidden recurring costs will bleed your wallet dry. You are constantly buying replacement side brushes, main rollers, HEPA filters, and, if you have a self-emptying base station, you are locked into buying their proprietary disposable dirt bags forever. So, with all of this information on the table, which of these gadgets is best suited for you? Sal has got you covered. Let us break down the user profiles. User Type 1, the apartment dweller or the budget buyer. If your home is entirely hard floors, tile, or wood, and you do not have any thick carpets, do not let marketing trick you. Save your money. A traditional broom and a mop is still the absolute best, most reliable, and cheapest choice you can make. It handles wet spills, it never runs out of battery, and it will outlast any piece of tech on the market. User Type 2, the pet owner with carpets, or the car enthusiast. If your home has a lot of area rugs, carpeted stairs, and shedding pets, you need the targeted power of a stick vacuum. A broom cannot pull dirt out of carpet fibers, and a robot does not have the strength. The stick vacuum gives you the high-powered suction you need, plus the flexibility to detach the wand and go clean your car interiors. Just remember to buy a model with a replaceable battery, so it does not end up in the trash in 5 years. User Type 3, the busy professional with open spaces. If you work long hours, you have mostly hard floors, your house is relatively clutter-free, and you hate the physical act of sweeping, the robotic vacuum is your best friend. It acts like a dishwasher for your floors. Run it every single day while you are out of the house, and you will come home to a dust-free environment. Just make sure you pick your socks up off the floor before you leave for the office. At the end of the day, there is no perfect machine, only the perfect tool for your specific lifestyle. And honestly, for most homes, the best setup is a combination. A cheap broom for the wet kitchen spills, and a good vacuum for the carpets and the invisible dust. What is your weapon of choice when it comes to floor cleaning? Have you ever suffered the tragedy of a robot vacuum pet disaster? Let me know down in the comments. I read every single one of them. If this breakdown helped you figure out where to spend your money, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next deep dive. Until next time, keep your floors clean and your batteries charged. This is Sal, signing off.
Catch you in the next one.